the exterior inspection. Looking at foundation walls, etc, etc. You see here we've got a little bit of erosion. Down here, can you see how it's undermined it here? We've got a gap coming out. Well, that's easy fix. What you're going to do is backfill it with soil, compact it, and you cover it up so it covers this area here, so it'll come up here. And down there, you've got an exposed post-tension cable end. See it there? And all you need to do to fix that is cover it with water. It's called parging. See, there's another one on here. There we go. Exposed cable end here. So we're now at the left-hand elevation. Again, we're just looking at exterior. We're trying to ascertain if we've got movement. And the way we do that is what goes on in the walls and the trim work. And you can see up here, see here, a little bit of trim work has moved. And that often happens when the building moves independently of the roof system. You get a bit of movement and the trim pops. Here we've got a little bit of caulking damage here where there's a hole. That's got to be recaulked. You do not want any holes in the caulking. So moving down the left elevation, let's say regrade around the edge here. So you've got a slope coming away here. All cover it, backfill it and cover it. More caulking required there. So we have some issues with the grade coming away. You can see around here on the left hand elevation. Everywhere else is looking okay. Let's move now to the right elevation. Hey sweetie! Hey! Yep. We're now at the front elevation. Again, we're looking for movement in the building. Now up here above the keystone, on the keystone here, got a slight crack in the stone, but it's cosmetic. It's caused settlement, it's caused by settlement, but it's only cosmetic. We're continuing on, we're getting now to the front right elevation. Now we're at the right elevation. Now the grading on the right elevation is much better. It's up against the building, which is good. Up against the grade wall. But we have a crack here, and again it's settlement. You can see around this area here. A little bit of damage to the fins. It's probably hail damage. They can be combed out. It's not untypical to find hail damage on these units. Okay, we're at the windows now, at the right elevation. Paint's coming off here. Probably needs to be retreated, painted, protected, because I can see the wood, so there's no real protection there. And we have damage up here, water damage. Do some repair work. more damage up here. You can see the gaps there, they should be closed. Seal them with silicone seal, paint over them, that will fix it. We've got a steel lintel and there's no weep holes over the steel lintel. It's very common. We're at the rear right elevation. All's looking good here. And again, we've got this erosion. You can see it's undermining around the foundation. And literally dig dirt out, lay it all the way around this foundation, so you've got a nice slope. Compact it a little bit. That will fix the problem. Now at the rear right elevation, we've got post tension cable ends that are exposed. Again, hydraulic cement, a few dollars, bit of water, mix it together, cover it. It'll work perfectly. Missing weep holes. What you could do if you want to, you can install the weep holes by drilling through. Personally, this property at the age it is, I'd leave them. I wouldn't worry about it. We're at the rear elevation. Again, we talked about this earlier, you've got the issue with the grading. That's the only real issue at the moment. We're now going to go and look at the roof. This is a roof inspection. We could start with the eaves. We could soffits, and we've got soffit vents around the eaves of the building. This causes the attic to ventilate. Left elevation. Again, we've got eaves, attic, soffit vents. It's all looking good. Let's have a closer look at the roof and get the ladder out. We've got exterior lights here, coach lights. You can see here that we've got a gap there. That really should have some caulking in it. It's probably how they were installed by the builder. But there'd be no harm in putting caulking on that panel, that cover, the back of the light, just to stop water getting in, and it's one less thing to get called out by an inspector. The grade inspection, we're standing at the left hand elevation. You can see we've got slope in the grade here, which is good, and the grade at the front is sloping away. Although we have a hill which will bring runoff down, if you look carefully you can see there's a swale here, drains going through the drive to take the water runoff down to the backyard. Come round here to the front right elevation. And again, we've got good grading, slopes away from the building, and the rear elevation, the grading is perfect. Let's go to the rear and just get a glimpse of it. Here we are at the rear elevation, and we have good grading here. We're in the attic. We have radiant barrier on the attic and blown insulation. Here we've got control wires passing through the metal cabinetry. They should have a grommet on them, protect them from chafing. Same on this one over here. A few cents. Buy one of those, put it on, and it fixes the problem. Small point, we've got plastic covers on the light fittings and the outlets. There should be metal in an attic area. The reason is that these are very easily broken, and then of course you can get exposed wiring. It's easy to replace them out. They cost a few cents each to buy, and you just replace them with metal ones. I noticed on the exterior inspection of the roof that there were a series of ridges running under the shingles, and I wondered what was causing it. I now know what it is. When they installed these boards, they installed them all on the same level. In other words, you can see all the joints are level with each other. Well, usually what is done is they're staggered, so you have a joint here and a joint up here and a joint here, and you don't get that line coming along. So that ridge line is nothing really wrong, it's really just the installation at the time. We see up here we've got a ridge line. I was concerned that there was an issue with it, but there isn't. Yeah, we got it on the front all the way around. So really, when the boarding was installed, they should have taken some trouble to stagger them so we didn't get the ridges, and they didn't. They just installed them straight. So I'm afraid those ridges are part and parcel of the property. That's how it was. Flow. Hot water. the boss around the shower head here. The shower faucet needs to be corked. That's okay. That's okay. Water. The vent to the hood, here we can see it here, it's actually become disconnected and it's spilling combustion gases out into the cupboard here, and you can see it's actually damaged or blackened the union here and the union on this side. It needs cleaning up and that's reconnected to make it safe. There's some solder cuts down here, around the bottom. There's no telling what the age of the unit is. It's a 75 gallon capacity. I estimate it's probably getting on for 10 years, maybe more old. The problem with water heaters in this part of the world is they don't last more than 10 or 12 years because of the acidic water. There's a flame burning here. We have a lot of yellow tips to the flame.